The man who does not read has no advantage over the man who cannot read, said by Mark Twain. To form this quote in another sense, the man who reads has advantages over the man who does not read. What are those advantages? The topic of the video. In an era where technology provides gadgets that are more exciting than just books, reading ceased to be a common habit for the majority of people. And still, when you ask a thorough reader about books, you could not make him more exciting than what you already did. Why is that? And if asked, yes, technology does excite him and he does benefit from it. So, what does he get from this habit in terms of enjoyment, satisfaction, progress? What does he get in terms of all of that that is concealed from the non readers? This episode will show you what I think are the main differences that separate the readers from the non readers. As I believe that reading should not be a hobby anymore and should be necessary for everyone, at least to a minimum degree. Yes, not all people need to read all the books, but at least you need to have the minimum. That's what I think. Because as we are all aware of the endless ideologies that are against each other and how each side is willing to make its impact in you, no matter what, we must become immune as Muslims against this intellectual chaos. As I consider myself a reader, the rewards that I did get from reading are amazing. And once books became items that I daily use, this fresh habit took mostly all aspects of my life. And it had quickly conquered the other habits and took over the throne of my priorities. What has to be mentioned, and it's obvious, is that reading changes. To the better, to the worse, that depends on what books you read. But it changes, not in a noticeable way. For example, you don't read now, 5 months later, you read, let's say, 20 books, you'll become a whole different person. No, not in that way. But it changes small things in your personality, and those small things get accumulated to make a bigger change. Yeah, at first you don't feel that change or that progress. But at the end, when all those things get accumulated and you think about them, you will feel it surely. Until one day, among all these phases that you have gone through, you will realize that now you are standing on a solid intellectual ground. And the things that are coming in the future, it will not change your ground, only change how you stand on this ground and where you stand. Ground remains solid and rarely when it gets changed. And right after that, you will realize that if technology gives us answers, you ask Google and it answers you. Books and reading books gives us questions, stimulates us to raise questions. And questions are more crucial than the answers. Yeah, because when we say questions, we say problems that needs to be solved and it starts to feel like a quest. And it is a personal quest that starts with problems and challenges and ends with solutions and rewards. And if you combine what you get from the books with life experience, with the proactive personality to change yourself and change things around you, you will mark history, my friend. And to be honest, I really wish that all of us Muslims, the world, yeah, I mean the world, but especially Muslims, all of us need to have at least minimum degree of using books. The least minimum must be the daily interaction with Quran al-Kareem and the sayings of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Yeah, that's it for today, brothers and sisters. If you like the video, put a thumbs up, join me with a subscribe, and if you agree or you don't agree with something, leave it in the comment. And yeah, see you next time, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.